think about what fear looks like, it just felt like I was completely out of control and boxed in and didn't have a way out. And you feel abandoned and you just feel so small. It just feels chaotic. Fear was not something that I thought I had an issue with. I actually considered myself to be pretty fearless. Recently, I went into work and my boss came in at the end of the day. There were a group of us there and he looked very sad and bothered. And all he said to us was, "Hey, I'm really, really sorry, but our company is shutting down. Today is actually our last day of working and you need to pack up your things immediately." And for me, I just remember feeling in that moment numb, not really sure what to feel. But later on throughout that week, something started creeping in, and that was fear. I just remember feeling so overwhelmed with the uncertainty of what was gonna happen next. What was gonna happen with money? I had a cushion, but how long would that last? Was there gonna be a place that would hire me quickly? All these what ifs started popping up in my mind, and they just were incessant and constant thoughts, and it was just too overwhelming for me to deal with. So one of the ways that I dealt with it was to avoid it. I acted like I didn't feel it, like it wasn't happening. That didn't make it go away though. And then I turned to things that helped me cope, but weren't necessarily healthy. I have a history of eating disorders, so that was something that popped back up because again, I didn't want to deal with that fear. It was just too heavy. Fear paralyzes you. At least that's what it did for me. It left me stuck. I couldn't think, I couldn't move. But the interesting thing is that God had been speaking to me about fear just a few months before that, and it was fear in a different way. It was fear of the Lord. So I began to read what that meant. And fear of the Lord is actually pretty sweet. It means to be in awe of him, that you have so much reverence for him, you can't, be distracted by the things that are happening around you. And that was intriguing to me. So that popped back into my mind during this experience. And I was like, I wonder if I actually tried to lean into that, what this would feel like for me. And so I did. And so for me, part of that was reaching out to community. And then I also just felt like I need to get up and move. That was something that physically I needed to do so that I wasn't left paralyzed. So I got up, I worked out, and that again was moving in the opposite direction of fear. And as I thought about it, something began to change. My situation didn't change. I was still unemployed, but I felt different. And I think that was because my focus shifted to God and fearing him and not my circumstances. So fast forward, I was offered a job, which was awesome. And God showed me that when I fear him, there's always progress. There's always forward movement. When I fear anything but him, there's always paralysis. And so it wasn't even based on that outcome. My growth came from just being, I would say, encouraged in the Lord and by the Lord to just trust and just keep moving. And for me, that's the way that I've been able to overcome. And it's a daily walk. I don't get it right every single time, but I know that if I am moving, if I am progressing, then that means I am fearing the Lord, and that's powerful to me.
Cast your fear in the fire. Fear, he is a liar.